And good morning, everybody. It is Fabulous Friday featuring me, Claudia Rickard. Now, today I'm going to share a story. It is a story that I shared at Hypnothoughts Live when I was giving a 2-hour presentation to some of my colleagues. I use this in all of my sessions. It is very helpful, and it is one of the many stories that I do share. In a first session with me, which is 2 hours, I like to give lots of techniques and strategies and metaphors that people can use. And it is so helpful because then they can help themselves. Life is up and down, and I can't stop that from happening. It is going to be how you manage it. So here is one of the stories that I share with my clients. I like to be theatrical, and I always say I like to read it from this red file. I know this story, and I also know a lot of my other stories, and I don't always read one. I like to do it from here. As I say, I like to be a little bit theatrical, and it breaks state as well. So, which is also very important for our clients because they often will say, "Oh, what is she doing now?" And I like to be a little bit like that. Here's the story. An aging Hindu master noticed that a certain apprentice would often feel down and complain about his life, and so one morning sent him for some salt. When the apprentice returned, the master instructed the unhappy young man to put a handful of salt in a glass of water and then to drink it. "How does it taste?" the master asked. "Bitter," spat the apprentice. The two walked in silence to the nearby lake, and now the master instructed the younger man to cast another handful of salt into the clear lake. The old man said, "Now drink from the lake." As the water dripped down the young man's chin, the master asked, "How does it taste?" "Fresh," remarked the apprentice. "Do you taste the salt?" asked the master. "No," said the young man. At this, the master sat beside this serious young man who so reminded him of himself when he had been young, and took his hands, offering, "The pain of life is pure salt, no more, no less. The amount of pain in life remains exactly the same. However, the amount of bitterness we taste depends on the container we put the pain in." So when you are in pain, the only thing you can do is to enlarge your sense of things. Stop being a glass, become a lake. Now, I then get all my clients to stand up, like I did in the presentation I gave. It was like, stand up. And then what I want them to do is to put something that they are annoyed about, angry, frustrated, anxious about, put it on somewhere in front of them. Like there's often a dot on the wall or somewhere, a picture. And then I want people to scale it, 10 being the worst, 0, nothing. And then to put their arms out and then to keep focusing that thing, that annoyance on that dot, and then slowly, slowly open up their arms until they can see their arms in the periphery of their vision. And they will find that that thing that they were annoyed about has come down. Repeat it until it has come down and you can manage it. Now, there is something that I got from my good friend, Dr. Anna Margolina, and I was telling this story to her, and she said, "Now what I want you to do, Claudia," she's going to stand behind me, she stands behind me, "put your hands out. Where's your future?" So I put my hands out there. And she pulled my arms and she went, "That's your future." That is profound. I got everybody to do that in my presentation at Hypnothoughts Live, and they were all doing it on each other. Obviously, we ask if anybody's got any shoulder pain. Do I have permission to touch you? And then it's huge. That makes such a big difference to people. That is the sort of thing that I train people to do. That is the sort of thing that I share with my colleagues. And it's what I do in a first session with my clients. On October the 5th, I have a 2-hour workshop. It is like having a first session with me. It is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. It is for 2 hours. it will be recorded. And instead of having a first session with me, you can do this instead. It is only $47. I will put the link in the show notes and you can join me October the 5th, 1 p.m. As I say, free your fears and fulfill your future with Claudia Rickard, the English hypnotist. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.